Hello and welcome to a first impressions video for Prey on the PlayStation 4. So I picked this up on a whim the other day. I pre-ordered it the day before it came out because I've been seeing a lot of reviews for a lot of good games that have been coming out, and obviously with Bethesda's policy on not allowing review copies to be out before the game's release means that there are no reviews before the game comes out. And I played the demo, thought it was interesting, wasn't overly impressed, but thought it was going places. So I decided, let's just get it on a whim and see what it's like. And so this is just my impressions video of the first 2 to 3 hours of Prey by Arcane Studios, which is the company that made Dishonored. And it's got that kind of graphical style to it, which is nice, but we'll get to that further in the video. So yes, the first 2 to 3 hours anyway, I'm thoroughly impressed, far more than what I thought I was going to be. This game, to put it simply, is kind of like a futuristic Bioshock, but it's got elements of Deus Ex, it's got elements of System Shock, and it's also actually got elements of the suspense and the tension of something like Dead Space, which is good and has made me jump out of my seats on more than one occasion. So the game basically takes place in the future, but not far in the future. I think it's 2030 something, and you are, without spoiling too much, you are working for a company that seems to be working on some kind of neurological implants that increase your perception, your intelligence, your strength, which is not dissimilar to something like Bioshock, which was using the Eve to make yourself stronger or more intelligent. But the character you play is basically one of the characters that has had all these neuro implants inserted into them, but something's maybe not worked. And so at the beginning you've kind of lost a bit of your memory, and you're trying to find out what's going on in this station, what's going on with the company, and why you've basically lost your memory, and what's going on here. So it's going interesting places. You don't quite know what the infection is that's on the ship. There's these aliens called mimics. They're kind of like an oily black substance that create the form of almost like a spider or a crab, and they can take the form of anything in the world. So that's items that you pick up, or it can be inanimate objects like a bucket or a lamp. And this leads to some really tense gameplay. You're always on edge, and you're never quite ready for when they're going to jump out at you. And that's maybe one thing that I would complain slightly about the PS4 version, is that with a controller you don't quite have obviously the FPS, the first person accuracy as you would with a mouse and keyboard. And swinging the wrench and shooting the glue gun, which is amazing, slows them down and can also create platforms and put out flames and stop electricity from getting to you. But it feels a bit cumbersome swinging the wrench around. I feel as though the mimics, because they're so fast and they jump around, they're in your face and then they'll run away, and that maybe is the idea, that they're too fast to hit easily, but I find myself just swinging wildly and hoping that I'm going to hit them, not really knowing where they are. So the glue gun, which is kind of the main, I wouldn't say gimmick, but kind of first weapon you get in the game, is designed to slow these enemies down a lot of the time. So if there are mimics, you shoot them with this glue gun and it slows them down, and then you can hit them with a wrench or shoot them with the shotgun or pistol, which are the two other weapons I've got so far. Another part of the game that makes it kind of like Bioshock or Dishonored is the leveling up. There is RPG elements. You can explore at your leisure throughout the world, throughout the station anyway. I've not been to tons of places, but I've been to kind of a hub area where there are bits that branch off from that. and you can pick things up, and you find these neurotransmitters that allow you to upgrade yourself, better health, better hacking abilities, or other kind of security abilities, things like that. Later on in the game, well, later on in the point that I'm at, you can hack terminals, which is this wee hacking game, which looks easy, but it's actually not quite as easy as it looks, because the little reticule that you're moving around bounces off the walls a lot, and can be a bit annoying, especially because you're under a time limit as well. And one of the big elements of the game is creating your ammo and other items like weapons from trash that you find. When you find a recycler, you can put it into this, all your trash, and then create organic and synthetic compounds that you then use to make ammo, which is pretty cool, and one of the things I really like about the game. The story is also going in interesting places. There's been a couple of video logs and audio logs that you can pick up, kind of like Bioshock again, and listen to the background of different employees of the company, and really, like what's going on, and it's becoming an interesting sort of thriller, almost sort of space thriller, because it seems to be like you're on some kind of space station, because you can see the moon in the distance. So far, initial impressions are good. I'm surprised. I don't know why I'm surprised, but I'm surprised that it has turned out as good as this. Possibly just because I've not really been following the development of it. Maybe it was always looking pretty good. But once I've completed the game, I'll give a final impressions review of sorts. So I hope you can join me for that video. And thanks for watching.